layering dies take forever? Nope. I'm going to show you how to create a dreamy card using the Dream Big die set from Pixi Dust Designs. And yes, it includes florals, butterflies, and a sweet watering can. Let's get into it. Like I said in the introduction, we're going to be using the Dream Big stamp set as our main focal image, and we're going to use the Thinking of You sentiment from the Be Mine stamp set. So we're going to make a charming and simple card, super quick. So I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for that. So one tip that you're going to want to do is, if you're really in a pinch and want to make some quick cards, go ahead and pre-die cut all your pieces and have them ready to go. So I've got my card front here. We are going to add some color to this. Another tip is to try to keep everything monochromatic. Keep it in one tone. That way it'll make everything go by super quick. And you're not pulling out a lot of color or a lot of products to use. Now we're going to take and add a little ink blending to our panel so that we have a grounding spot for our focal image. So we're just going to add some Tumble Glass Distress Oxide ink to our card front. Just going to blend that out till it gets nice and soft. Because we are going to do, I wanted to go for more of like the willow china look. I think that's what it's called, blue willow. That's what I'm going for today. Another trick is to go ahead and, like I said, go ahead and die cut all your pieces. I've got all my parts pieces done. Also, I have went ahead and added adhesive sheet to the back. That's another quick trick to speed up your card making time, is to go ahead and have that adhesive sheet on there. That way everything is nice and cohesive. Now, before we build this up, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that sentiment because we are going to add a little dimension on here. I've placed my sentiment. We're going to go ahead and stamp that using some Versafine Onyx Black ink because it's a nice ink for sentiments and it goes well with the oxide ink. Go ahead and stamp that down, and then I can move that to the side. We're going to clean off the stamp, and I'll be right back. We've got our home panel done. So we've got our ink blended background to subtle, and we have our contrasting color in the black pigment ink. That's going to draw your eye to our focal images. Now, what I did before I cut everything out was I took and did some Distress Oxide ink over the background panel and die cut it, and that way I already have my tones in there and I can just build everything up nice and pretty. So we're going to get out all of our little parts and pieces here. We're going to start layering up our little die cuts. So we're going to layer the top of our little watering can. Go ahead and layer up our little handle. Let's finish layering up our pieces. So we just have to peel our little backings off. Add in our little spout. We have our little base piece for our can. So we'll add that on. And remember, with Pixi Dust Designs Dies, they always have the etch lines, especially on the layering dies, so you know where to line everything up. We're going to take our grass here. We're going to add that. Like our little watering can is sitting in our grass. That off. I'm going to go ahead and add that to my card front. And I'm just going to center it right above our sentiment. making sure it's nice and straight. And we're going to add our flowers. I did go ahead and layer a couple of them up together. So here's our first little flower. And we have our little center for that. And you could customize this to whatever your mother or grandmother or whoever their favorite colors. That's one of the reasons it's another great thing to do, is to keep it minimalistic. And you could use a sentiment like big dream, the dream big, hello friend, or you can do like I did and stamp your sentiment for the thinking of you. I think that's perfect for a Mother's Day card or any card that you want to send to someone, letting them know you're thinking about them. While we layer up our little tulip here. So I'm going to layer that together. Then we will take and add, get that backing off. Pop that behind here. And then we're going to add our little butterfly. Right in there in our little cluster. So we're going to add our card front to our card base, and we're going to pop it up using a little bit of foam adhesive to give it a little bit more lift, since it is a clean and simple monochromatic card. So we're just going to add some 1mm foam tape. I'm just going to add it just to give a little bit of lift. We'll peel those backings off. Now, who said that dies had to be complicated? This card came together super fast. And I love how sweet and springy it turns out. I do want to make sure that sentiment is on straight. So I will end up taking that sentiment and cutting it off and making it onto a straight card base. Who said layering dies had to be complicated? This card came together super fast, and look how sweet and dreamy it is. If you like this video, you're probably going to like the one coming up right there. I'll see you over there.